Yeah, hi, my name's Wendy Waters. I lead the research and strategy team at GWL Realty Advisors. And GWL, we manage the real estate assets of pension funds, institutional clients, and mostly the four main asset classes. We've been underbuilding housing and rental housing in particular for decades. Up until the last 7-8 years, there was almost no rental starts. It was very low in the country. We've had a lot come on stream, but we've also been growing our population of people who need to rent. Both because the ownership housing's gotten more expensive, but also because we've been adding a lot of 20 to 34-year-olds into our population through immigration, but also people aging into that category. We had the couple years post-COVID where we've had really strong population growth in immigration, including non-permanent residents. And this influx of a lot of people all at once. Also, we had people relocating within Canada after COVID. Maybe they went somewhere else while they were isolating and then came back. So we had such an intense pressure situation on our rental housing markets. It drove up rents. It also really accentuated that the crisis was about supply. And so that's been one favorable thing that's happened is everyone recognizes about supply. It's not about landlords gouging or something along those lines. It really is. We don't have enough supply and rents go up when that happens. Well, we need we need all kinds of housing. The government can't possibly spend, I believe CMHC said $3 or $4 trillion to solve this crisis. The government cannot do that. We need the private sector. There's lots of institutional capital, there's private capital that would really like to invest in Canadian housing. So we need to welcome it, make it easier, because there's a lot of interest in building it, and from our company and our clients, but also so many others, both in Canada and even elsewhere in the world that would like to help. So how we can make it easier. And that's the need for the private sector. And one other thing I'll add on that is the concept of filtering is real. So when we build a new building, the census tells us that about 50% of the people that move into it are going to already be in the market, which means they're probably moving out of some place that's cheaper, because new building has to be more expensive. So they're moving out of something that's cheaper, and that leaves that unit for somebody else who maybe doesn't have their means to be able to afford to be a new rental. So by creating new rental, we move people along a housing continuum, and that creates some affordable housing, as well as it creates a different experience for people who are ready for that in their life. Over the next 5 to 10 years in Canada, for the next 2 to 3 years, based on the government plans to reduce the number of non-permanent residents, we may see population go down in some metros, and that will probably mean there will not be as much upward pressure on rents. It doesn't mean we've solved the housing crisis. It just means that we're not adding to it, and by not adding to it, rents will probably stabilize. So there may be some challenges for rental operators in that you've got to work a little harder to keep your building full. Service levels need to be good. So that's the next couple of years, and then it's to make sure that we don't take that as a sign that we've solved it, that we actually have a lot of pent-up demand. Over 1 million units we could probably add in Canada and still not fully solve the need for rental housing. So we need to keep building. We need to look at this as an opportunity to get shovels in the ground so that as our population growth rate normalizes in a couple of years, we are ready for it and we're able to welcome people who are moving to Canada, who are aging into a rental age cohort, welcome them out of their parents' houses into rental housing when that happens.